Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another roster review. So let's as always first give shout out to today's Holotable hero, Alpha Leader 42. Why 42? Why not 41? Why not 43? Exactly 42. And as well, shout out to his guild, Sequels Sucks. Sequels Suck. Is that grammatically correct? Shouldn't be sequels suck? Well, either way, I think we get the message of the opinion of their guild leader, officer, or whoever established this guild. What's their opinion about Star Wars movies? Now let's look at their roster first. Let's see what we got. We got 8 mil GP, so nice account. However, at 8 mil, would you expect more Galactic Legends than 2? But hold on, it's not all about Galactic Legends. Look, they've got Balin, right? That's nice. They got Dark Ray as well. So, you know, whoa, looks like they even got the latest Troopers. They got a lot of stuff, actually, that's non-Galactic Legend related. So, not bad account overall, I would say. So, as always with these videos, I did ask them, like, what they want me to focus on. And I'll be going through those notes a little bit and, you know, going through the roster and talking through. And as always, at the end, we'll be going just through a plan to see how things will go. So what they're saying is they just finished Rey, but they're still getting Zetas. Well, obviously they do have now Zetas for her, but also for the rest of the team, like Jedi training Rey, Ben, and Ezra as well. So we can see they got one Omicron on Ben. Where is their Ezra? Let's go ahead and find Ezra. Yeah, it looks like so they need some Zetas and Omicrons for Ezra, and their Rey will be finished. And they already know what they're doing next, so they will be doing 2 more GLs next. So they'll be doing Sith Eternal as well as Jedi Master Luke in that order. So very quickly they will actually have 4 Galactic Legends. So this will then actually look already a bit better compared to their GP. So, you know, they got very clear directions what's next. However, they want to think even more, looking ahead already, you know, planning the long term. So after they wrap up the next 2 GLs, like what should they be working on? They've also got some things they need to farm for territory battles for the guild, and as well farm up Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. So they've still got a bit more to go before they're ready to start off with the next badge. However, you know, they're playing the long game, planning for the long term. They asked me just to have a look and give them some suggestions what to work on after they complete their current plan. So that's what we'll be looking at, looking ahead. They know that we got some teams, like maybe some units like Darth Revan Maul that they can build up and things like that, but obviously also looking for my input or where they should go. So we'll just go through the factions. In terms of mods, I had a quick look. For most part, like their mods are in a good place, so I don't think we can really you know, go through mods today. We'll just be looking for the factions and discussing what they could be farming after, you know, they complete the things they mentioned they are working on. So as I've always been suggesting in my videos, let's farm up the bad batch at minimum Hunter, Wrecker, and Tech for Marauder, get them to gear 12, like that's more than enough. And then also they, I think, still need to farm up, hold on, I need to go to ships. I think they still need to farm up their Marauder as well. Yeah, so let's farm up Bad Batch, let's farm up Marauder, so that you have then complete, obviously, their Negotiator and Endurance fleet that you can counter, you know, everything that your opponents can throw at you. So it's definitely something that, you know, they should be working on. Then let's look at the droids. What do we have here? Let's get, I guess, Grievous to relics, you know, so that he's more useful, and as well for Malevolence. And then I think they also need to get R2 up and running to unlock Jedi Master Luke. I think that's the only unit they don't have relic for Jedi Master Luke. Obviously they need to wrap up some other relics, so they're not far off Jedi Master Luke as well. Okay, on the droids, let's look at the Empire. So in terms of their progression for Sith Eternal, I had a look. I think they're only missing Royal Guard and Director Krennic. So again, very close to Sith Eternal as well. So, you know, they probably will have 2 Galactic Legends within the next 2 months or so. So really it's gonna be probably Zeta a little bit. Zeta crunch is gonna be real, I guess, to hoard all those Zetas up. And then for Galactic Republic, what I would recommend here, get Qui-Gon Jinn to relics, and then slap an Omicron on him, of course, you know, just to give you a good Grand Arena team either for offense or defense. And then Commander Ahsoka Tano. Now, Jedi Master Kenobi is not really on their radar, and also looking at what they still need to work on, it's not gonna be anytime soon. However, Commander Ahsoka Tano still has a place. You can either boost your Padme or maybe even boost Rey, right? You know, because remember what Commander Ahsoka Tano does. Well, I can't see because they don't have their abilities, but essentially, I think if all units are light side, something like that, isn't it? Then they all get like 50% health, 50% defense, 50% offense, 50% critical damage. So if you put that on Rey, Rey becomes thicker. Then her as well ultimate is doing more damage. And maybe if you know, put in Ezra, more health boost, put in Cal, more health boost, suddenly your Rey is going to be very tanky and durable. So I still think that Commander Ahsoka Tano definitely has a use even without Jedi Master Kenobi. So I would also recommend working on her just to boost your existing teams. Or even you can use her like under Dash, Han Chewie or something just to boost the damage. You know, she's a very versatile unit because remember, she's a scoundrel. Let's have a look. Hut Cartel. So Hut Cartel, they actually as well, I guess this is a Lightspeed bundle. They're just kind of a few relics away from Jabba also. They've, I think, got pretty much everything relic up for Jabba. They just need to finish off last few relics. So guess what will be my first recommendation to start after they finish their current requirements? Jabba, yes. Probably everyone guessed it, but yeah. A bit of pause for the suspense, I guess. And then in terms of Jedi, so in terms of Jedi, they've got Jedi Luke, and I think that both Jabba, is it both Jabba and Jedi Master Luke? They need Relic 7 Jedi Luke, so you know that's gonna go nicely there. And then what I would suggest as well, further down the line, to start farming Bo-Katan's requirements, because by the sound of it, their guild is doing territory battles, taking a bit more seriously if they're asking people to farm something, and Bo obviously has a special mission in there. She's obviously a great tool to have in Grand Arena as well, and for that we need to farm Caloran back at some point from the Jedi. Then in terms of Mandalorians, that's maybe where the most work could be put in. Speaking of unlocking Bo-Katan, we need to get IG Grogu up and running. Paz is not even unlocked yet. Even the OG Bo-Katan, and then obviously they do have Maul, so you could as well bring up a Maul, Gar Saxon, and Imperial Super Commando, so that you have a nice small Mandalorian squad with Candy and Django that can be very, very useful. You know, in Grand Arena schemes. And then let's look at Night Sisters. They've got all of them except you could argue the most important Night Sister, especially her Omicron in Grand Arena allows you know to counter Jabba to some degree, and also she's got a special mission as well in territory battles. Again, they did mention territory battles, so again I would do this so you can help guild there as well. But at least they've got all the other Night Sisters relic up, so this is really cool, really nice. So just getting Marrying up and running, it'll give you two Night Sister teams to use, both territory battles and Grand Arena, which is very, very nice. Then let's look at the Phoenix. They've got Omicron on Captain Rex. Good, let's just get him up to relics, so then you can use, like for example, they even have Omicron on Hera. That's a territory war, right? Yeah. So then if you also get Captain Rex to relic, you can then counter Reva in territory wars because of Hera's Omicron, and then you can counter Reva in 5v5 Grand Arena because of Captain Rex's Omicron. So I think this will help you a lot. So I'll just get him up to relics as well. And then in terms of, let's get farmed up all the Rogue Ones guys as well. That will, you know, give you another team for territory battles, Grand Arena, and most importantly, unlocking Profundity. And then as well, Profundity not only is a Grand Arena ship, right, but also I think 2 or even kind of free fleet missions, it's going to be very useful in territory battles. So I think let's get that up and running as well at some point. And then Scoundrels, they do have Afra, so let's relic her up, you know, slap an Omicron on her. Again, another very versatile Grand Arena team that can do a lot of stuff, even counter some Galactic Legends in certain circumstances. And then in terms of Sith, as they alluded, they are missing Darth Revan. So yeah, let's get up and running as well. Also looking at, they do have, you know, some of the most recent conquest units. So I would imagine they're not far off from unlocking Malgus, you know, which would lead into Leviathan eventually. So let's go ahead and do this. And then yes, finally, you've got Relic Tuscans. Just slap an Omicron Tuscan Raider. It'll trip up opponents. Even though we've seen yesterday in my Grand Arena stream, in my smaller account, where I actually have like Chieftain and Warrior like gear 9, and then I have a gear 12 Tuscan Raider, slapped Omicron on him. People still dropping battles on there because it's such a cheesy team that, you know, if they don't know exactly what they're doing, they might get stuck and then they'll have to do like a 2-shot on them. So just do it. This you can just do today, so you can then already use, if you do have Omicron spare, that you can then use in the final week of free season that starts next week. So these are all the factions, kind of just showing you where they're at and, you know, what I think they should be working on. So let's see how does that look like with a plan. Again, they will first finish up Sith Eternal Emperor, I think, and then Jedi Master Luke. Again, just showed you, they're just literally like a couple of units away, a few more relics, so, you know, that they have that under wraps. Then they need to do some of territory battles, farming for the guild, and as well do Jedi Knight Cal Kestis for Jedi Master Luke, and then all the things we discussed. So after they do all of that, then that's how this plan looks like. I just put Tuscan Raider again. You can just do this today, straight away, if you do have Omicron. Obviously, you know, in Cabra 1 is not the best defensive team anymore, but it's still something, you know, that you can't just throw anything at them. So, you know, definitely if you are in lower leagues, it'll do wonders on defense. And then, as mentioned before, we'll start farming Rogue One units, start farming Zoris, so we get a Resistance squad finished up, start farming Marauder, and then Bad Batch pilots as well. So you also get Galactic Republic fleet finished up, and then we can start farming requirements for unlocking Bow. And then in terms of gearing, as I've shown you there, you know, they've got some units that, you know, like Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Revan, Merrin, Captain Rex, General Grievous, just like a single team they need to relic, and they will get a boost to their existing teams. Then they can work on Maul Mandalorian squad, and then relic up, you know, once Zori is ready, get her geared up. And then here, when we finished farming Radus and Bistan, we can as well gear them up so we can unlock Profundity. And then here kind of, you know, wheeze on the gearing, you know, a little bit. You can just do in between Commander Sokatana, Dr. Afra, start working on Bad Batch, right? Start gearing them up. Because after you do Bo-Katan, then maybe you can follow that up with Lord Vader as well, right? Because I think the only thing they're missing for Lord Vader is Bad Batch, and then obviously a few relics. So I think that could lead nicely then even further in terms of planning. And then in terms of relic, again, they just have to finish up their Hut Cartel farm, Jabba requirements. No, it's just not Hut Cartel, also some rebels. I think Luke they will have already from Jedi Master Luke anyways, so just a few more units relic up and they will quickly be able to unlock Jabba. And then here we can relic up some of those units we mentioned that can give boost to the existing squads. And then here we can relic up all the requirements needed still for Profundity. We can squeeze in a bit between relicking, you know, as well, more Mandalorians. Afra, as mentioned before, let's get her up and running as well. And then you can only start kind of a little bit prepping, relicking, I guess, for unlocking Lord Vader further down the line, starting off with your Bad Batch squad. So overall, pretty straightforward plan. Like, they're very close to so many Galactic Legends now, so I think within the next year or so, I think their roster will look a lot different. But the good thing is, as you've seen, they do have the latest Conquest unit, so they are taking Conquests a bit more seriously, which obviously very, very helpful for the development of your roster. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you find this roster review useful and helpful. See you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.